What's up guys, today we are going to test 3 generation Exynos flagship mobile processor. This time it was hyped that Exynos is back, so let's see in the benchmark scores. So the latest Exynos 2100 must be the EPYC chipset, right? I finally got my S21. I'm happy to have it. It looks very nice. I feel very light while carrying this phone after using Note 20 Ultra for a long time. I feel a relief also. I match up the settings for all the device. Every device is changed to an enhanced processing mode. There is no limit to CPU. Also, before starting the test, I make sure that there is no apps processing in the background. I found that the performance has improved a lot. I think it is safe to say Exynos is back. I think it is really back. As always, make sure you have subscribed to my channel and also do not forget to hit like, okay? Anyway guys, let's start the test with Geekbenchmark. Geekbenchmark is the popular cross-platform benchmark, includes updated CPU tests that model real-world tasks and applications. These tests are designed to measure mobile CPU performance. It does a multi-core test of the CPU and measures the full potential of our device CPU. Usually the higher the score is the better the number. I think the benchmark scores are different in different situations, so trusting its number, it depends upon. So I think we don't have to fully depend on this kind of tests because real world tests are different than these benchmarking scores, right? As you can see, the latest S21 finished the tasks earlier than others, followed up by Note 20 Ultra and then Note 10. You can find that every new generation has a better performance score. It should be this way also, right? I think this is a very impressive number by Galaxy S21. It is just new and I think with upcoming updates and more optimization, it will be even more better and will be the EPYC device, right? Remember, I'm testing on a regular S21 device. If I make a test on Ultra, of course, it will be an even better number because Ultra has a better cooling systems. In the single core, there is not much progress from Exynos 990, but in the multi-cores, the score has a more margin. If you compare the 2019 flagship processor, then it is a huge leap, right? In the previous test, the score in multi-cores was even better in Exynos 2100. As you can see, it was above 3000, right? Let's test 3D Mark stress test. I think this one is more accurate than the other. I used this many times. I think that its accuracy rate is more like a real world scenario. It is to test and compare the graphics performance of the devices. It shows the advanced rendering techniques and post-processing effects that are possible on the latest mobile devices. The 3D Mark Wildlife Stress Test is a longer test that shows how a device performs under longer periods of heavy load. This test mirrors mobile games in which the gameplay loop in a series of short bursts of activity. That's why nowadays it is very popular. It is not only to measure the raw performance but also to verify the quality of the GPU cooling system. We can find it also. Let's see the result. You can see S21 warms up more than other devices. It seems interesting. Maybe it lacks any thermal cooling, as I guess. S21 has very good score than other old generation devices. The lowest loop which is the lowest performance score of S21 Exynos 2100, has higher than the higher score of Exynos 990. I think this is a massively impressive number by the newest Exynos. If you compare Exynos 9825 in Note 10 and 2020 Exynos 990, it doesn't have many differences. In the stress test graph, you can see the newest Exynos, how it went from 3352 scores to 2456. I think it is because of the high clock scores in the newest CPU. I'm glad that they use now ARM architecture in their CPU. In other old Exynos, the stability is around 99% because it never hit the highest score and they were underperforming. I think this is a bad custom mongoose scores in the CPU. We have to blame it. In the performance test, you can see how is the difference between the best and worst frame rate loops. When the device throttles, this happens in the old generation. There is stable on the best and worst loop, and we can say it is the worst loop, right? In the battery department, S21 lost 7% of battery, where Note 20 Ultra lost only 6%. Note 10 lost around 8% of battery. S21 reached its high FPS to 24, where other Exynos has almost similar. If you talk about temperature, as I mentioned before, S21 warms up because it performs impressively better than other old generation Exynos, but you can see the throttling in all devices. I just think that Mali GPU is still underperforming. Maybe it needs some optimization. We must give some time then being judgmental, right? Because this processor is very new and still it performs really well and really impressively better. So it is safe to say Exynos is back. In the next video, I will test the game. Till then, see you soon. Take care.